In today's session, we learn about prism, and prism is an optical medium bounded by three rectangular and two triangular surfaces. We write a sketch of figure prism. Say it is having two triangular surfaces. It is like this, and three rectangular surfaces. 1, 2 and the bottom one is three rectangular surfaces and two triangular surfaces. Out of three rectangular surfaces, the bottom one is grinded and it is semi-transparent. Two more are very well polished and they are called as refracting faces of prism. Refracting faces of prism. And they meet at an edge, at this edge. This edge is called as refracting edge of the prism. Refracting edge of prism. And at refracting edge, two refracting faces make an angle. This angle is denoted by A and it is called as refracting angle of prism. Angle of prism. So, once we know these definitions, if we imagine to cut the prism in a perpendicular direction like this to the refracting edge, then we get a triangular cross section. This triangular cross section is called as principal section of the prism. And for all geometrical diagrams, we make use of this principal section, that triangular cross section. So with these basic things regarding the prism, we start learning about the ray diagram, how the light passes through the prism. And thereby, by using that diagram, we can also derive expression for refractive index of the material of the prism. First we write the ray diagram, and after that, using geometry, one can derive expression for refractive index of the material of the prism. Now observe, ABC is the principal section of the prism and A is angle of prism. BC is the base of the prism. We write an incident ray there. This is the incident ray, what we may call as PQ. And if we imagine the surrounding medium is air, so the light ray is moving from rarer to denser. We write the normal first and then how the ray to bend when it passes from rarer to denser. You must know that it is bending towards the denser media, towards the normal. Therefore, we write that like this. Say this is towards the normal. And at a point, say R, it emerges out of the prism, and again we write a normal there at R to the face of the prism. And we know when light ray comes from denser to rarer, it should bend away from the normal, like this. Then this ray, RE, is called as emergent ray, PQ is called as incident ray, QR is refracted ray. Now we write the angles there. Angles, what we have now. This angle, PQ, makes with the normal is called as angle of incidence, and the angle made by the emergent ray with the normal is called as angle of emergence E, and this angle, QR, made with the normal is R1, and this angle QR made with the other normal is R2. This angle is R2 there. So we also extend the incident beam. If there is no prism, the incident beam might have traveled like this. And if you extrapolate the emergent ray, they meet at a point on the incident beam. And they create an angle. This angle is denoted by D. It is called as angle of deviation. Angle of deviation. Say, to derive expression for refractive index of prism, we write the figure once again. Say this is the prism, and we write the refracted incident ray and emergent ray like this. Here we write a normal. Then this refracted ray bent towards the normal as it is moving from rarer to denser. Say like this. At this point also we draw a normal. Then the ray should come out of the surface, that is prism, like this. We name these things. It is P, Q, R, E. And RE is the emergent ray. We also give names for this. This is M and this is A. So, to prove expression for refractive index, first we do, as we said, deviation, angle to be written. For that, I extend the incident ray as there is no prism. So then I extend the emergent ray backwards like this, and they form an angle of deviation D. Now we call this point as N. From this, we can write from exterior angle property deviation as sum of NQR and NRQ. So we write angle deviation from exterior angle property is NQR angle plus NRQ. From figure, NQR is I1 I minus R1 plus N. NRQ is E minus R2. This is R2 and this is R1. So with this, we can rearrange this term. I plus E minus of R1 plus R2. This is the expression, but observe, we cannot get values of R and R2 to find the deviation as they are inside the prism. So what to do for that? We have to write down R1, R2 somehow in terms of known things. Here, apart from I and E, angle of prism A is also known. So we try to write down R1 plus R2 in terms of A. Say, I take a cyclic quadrilateral from cyclic quadrilateral AQMR, angle A plus QMR angle must be equal to 180 degree. And from triangle QMR, R1 plus R2 plus angle QMR equals 180. From these two equations we can write angle A. Here and after I will drop the angle sign, I simply write A for angle A, R1 plus R2. So now we know angle of prism A as R1 plus R2. We may call this as, say, we continue with this, later on we give the equation number. D now will be equal to I plus E. For R1 plus R2 we substitute A. This I call as equation 1. Now, once we get this equation, we want to write expression for minimum deviation. How to do that? By using a geometrical idea and an experimental idea combined. That is, once we start doing an experiment with increasing angle of incidence, measuring the deviation, the graph we get, and that graph, using that graph we can derive the expression. Say I write the graph like this. drawing a graph of angle of deviation versus angle of incidence. This graph first decreases, attains a minimum value here, and then increases like this. At this minimum value, I we call I1, I, and corresponding deviation we call it as dm. That is the minimum deviation. M stands for minimum. Say, as this graph shows, for every angle of deviation, there are two angles of incidence like this. Say, if I draw at a particular D a line horizontal, then that cuts the curve at 2 points. One point cutting we call it as R1, one point where it cuts second time I2. So looking at this graph, it tells us for two values of angle of incidence, the deviation is same. That means, say, for the angle of incidence I, if I write it here, and for the angle of emergence E here, according to principle of reversibility, for one value of I, the deviation is same. For as same angle of deviation, say same angle of emergence from the other side, according to the principle of reversibility. Therefore, I1, I2 are nothing but I and E. At minimum deviation, as we can see, there is no I and E. I is same as E, which is same as, say, I1, which is same as I2, what we can call as simply I, at minimum deviation. Therefore, we can write dm from 1 equals I plus I minus A, that is 2I minus A, is dm. From this, we can write 2I equals A plus dm, I equals A plus dm by 2. So once we know I and once we know R, we can get the value of refractive index. But to get R, what we do? From equation A equals R1 plus R2, when I1 equals I2, which is I, R1 equals R2 equals R at minimum deviation. Therefore, A equals R1, R plus R, which is 2R. R equals A by 2. So using I and R expression, we can derive, we can write the final formula like this. Final formula like this. Say, we know refractive index according to Snell's law, sin I by sin R. But for I substitute now A plus dm by 2. For R, I substitute A by 2. This is the prism formula or minimum deviation formula for prism. This is the derivation what we wanted to do now. We write the prism formula once again and we learn a new concept. Say n equals sin of A plus dm by 2 divided by sin A by 2. But we know for thin prisms, a thin prism means whose angle A is less than 10 degree. Therefore, in such cases, we can get n in a simplified manner. As we know from calculus, sin theta is approximately theta for small angles. Therefore, n can be written as A plus dm by 2 by A by 2 for small angles, or A plus dm by A. Using this, we can write n into A equals A plus dm, or say n minus 1 into A equals dm. So this is the another formula for deviation, but one has to use this formula for thin prisms only. It is not applicable for normal prisms. That is, thin prism is the one whose angle is less than 10 degree. With this, we start learning one more use of prisms, that is separation of white light into its constituent colors, that is called as dispersion.